Obviously, I agreed. Edison was always a quick thinker. No wonder they called him Big Head behind his back. But he was a man without a conscience.
You'll start as a regular engineer. You'll be in charge of fixing the electric motors and DC generators.
But Mr. Batchelor promised me that I
don't care what he promised you. I employ people and I define what they do in my company, and you, young man, will have to work hard to prove your value to me.
Of course, I was never given the chief engineer position. I was an immigrant with 4 cents in my pocket. I had 2 options to choose from. I could beg in the street, or show that man my worth. I began to work like a man possessed. For 6 months, I worked myself to death repairing DC electric motors 18 to 20 hours a day. But the more I worked, the more I understood that direct current was not perfect at all. So I started to design my own concept of a motor which would be able to produce a new kind of current. Alternating current. As opposed to Edison's preference, direct current, alternating current is changing its magnitude and direction all the time. These changes are called the frequency. But the most important difference between AC and DC is that the direct current power plant using the usual voltage can transmit electricity effectively really no more than 1 mile. This means that in order to illuminate New York using direct current power plants, we had to build a huge network of local stations. But with alternating current, this would not be the case. Using AC to illuminate New York, we needed only 1 big power plant.
I have been told that you've been working double shifts. Why is that? Can't you keep up with your own job?
I can. But I'm also working on the AC machine as well.
But AC makes no sense. My DC generator works perfectly.
Well, not quite.
Show me.
It could be improved. Take a look at what I've designed here.
You have some brains, but you're a foolish immigrant. Now hear this. If somehow your crazy ideas can manage to improve my inventions, I will pay you $50,000. Understand?
I'll do it. But I didn't give up on the idea of using direct current to generate power. I fully immersed myself into the work and soon was able to present Edison with not 1, but 24 different improved direct current motors. Here are all my drawings, sir.
Not bad. That is, not bad for an immigrant.
So when will I be getting my $50,000?
50,000? Young man, you don't seem to understand American humor. Taking into account your efforts, I'm willing to increase your salary from $18 a week to, let's say, $26 a week.
Business by nature is filled with cheating. And there was nothing uniquely American in the fact that I was duped. But it was one thing to be deceived by the functionaries in Edison's office in Paris, but here, I quit immediately. I was forever disillusioned.
Even at that time, people were asking which of your employees were bribed by Edison.
Do you know how it came to this? For 7 years, I worked in my laboratory studying magnetic fields and high-frequency currents. It was a productive period for me. As a result of my work, I received many patents, almost as many as Edison. As a result, the American Institute of Electrical Engineers invited me to lecture about my achievements in front of the most prominent electrical engineers of that time. I lit lamps simply by putting them in an alternating electromagnetic field. I showed how to transmit electricity without wires. I sent out lightning and used my hands to pass a current of 1,000,000 volts through my body. It was a huge success. I received a great ovation, and for the first time was called by my peers a man of the future. They offered me Faraday's chair, saying that since his death, no one else had been worthy to sit in it. Then they let me sip the whiskey from Faraday's cherished bottle. It was a great honor. Edison, of course, could not stand them recognizing me. On the 13th of March, 1895, there was a fire in my laboratory on South Fifth Avenue. All of my property was burned, as well as all the records for the last 10 years. As a result of the fire, I went completely bankrupt.